Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. So this is a little showcase of what I've got in the 2:1 scale build so far, as well as a few 1:1 scale builds that haven't been shown off at this point in time. So I have actually made quite a bit of progress with the 2:1 stuff, more than I have with the 1:1 stuff, which is... That's weird. That pig looked like it despawned then, but it didn't. It's fine. It's still there. He's okay. So yeah, I've made a lot of progress, and there's going to be more since Battlefront 2 is pretty much out now, so I'm going to be doing a lot of designs from that game, because obviously now those vehicles are probably going to get a bit more popular than they were before, aka more or less the entirety of the prequel ones. And it also, one thing I noticed was that vehicles that had not before been seen, if at all, entirely, things like the Clone Wars Y-Wing and the Hyena Droid Bomber, which I think appeared in the Clone Wars, but that was about it. Same with the Clone Wars Y-Wing, actually. Now I think about it, that's kind of obvious. So, what I want to start off with is literally my favourite at the minute, which is the AT-RT. This is 2:1 scale. So, from the front, it doesn't look like much, but you've got to remember this is 6 blocks tall, and that's double scale. These things are tiny in reality. I mean, obviously not reality. I mean, Star Wars isn't real, as we know of. But yeah. So yeah, these things are absolutely tiny. And I think for the scale, if you look at it from this side especially, for the scale, this is like as good as you're going to get, really. One little trick I worked out that you can do is with the levers, you can create like a 45-degree angle. Thin stick, and it actually is exactly the same thickness as the iron rods, which works out perfectly. So yeah, the AT-RT is just a really nice little build. There's 6 blocks tall, doesn't include the antenna on the back, so yeah. Okay, moving on from that, we have the, God, I can never remember the name of this, but it is the snail droid, colloquially. That's another weird word. But yeah, this one is just a huge improvement on the old one, which is over. Let's fly over. I'm very slightly out of breath, by the way, so I might sound a little bit tired. I just went for a run, so yeah. So yeah, here's the old one. And obviously, as you can see, it's just way smaller and less detailed. But even if the new one was that scale, I could do it way better, because that one is kind of outdated now. So yeah. So yeah, there's the new one. There's the old one. As you can see, I made a start on a AAT. But this one, I think it's going to be around the same size as the old one, which is pretty strange. I didn't know at the time that I'd made the old one so close to double scale, but I guess I did. So yeah. And then over here we have the A-Wing, 2:1, X-Wing 2:1, and then we have the TIE Fighter, and this is Darth Vader's TIE Advance, the new version. And this isn't part of the new series, this is the old version of that. I just put them side by side to compare them. So yeah, new, old. I decided to go with the nether brick stairs for the kind of slanted panels. It does kind of look a bit different, obviously, compared to the what is this, black concrete powder. That's what I'm using for the wings now, compared to the block of coal we used to use. So yeah, that one just looked a little bit better in my opinion. But yeah, it's just it's the exact same height, I think. Yeah, but then the length is different. Now, one thing with the Darth Vader's tie is that there were 2 different measurements for it. So the canon one, I think, was something like 9.7 meters, or something like that, or maybe a bit less. And the Legends version listed it as like 11. So obviously 9 times 2 is going to be 18, and then 11 times 2 is going to be 22. So it could be 4 blocks too long, but it might be accurate. But this is more based on the Legends one. I kind of like the longer measurement than the 9 meters one. Obviously we have the Falcon here, which I can reveal that now. I already have done the tutorial for this, and that will be up at some point in the future. After we've gone through all these, I want to make another little announcement. I normally, I tend to do announcements a lot, and half of them don't end up being done. But, you know, a lot of them do end up going on. So yeah, Y-Wing there. I showed this off before though, and the Snowspeeder. And then we have a V-Wing here. Now this one is strange. Normally with these 2:1, I tend to stick to the exact measurements. So that is length, width, and height. Now with this one, there is a little bit of a kind of cheat. So the wings obviously can only really be done with full blocks. and that kind of caused a little problem, because with the way it worked is if I'd done it to what it is meant to be, which is 8 blocks wide, then basically the body came out way too thin because the wings were taking up an entire meter of space. Well, 2 meters in total actually, and obviously the real wings would not be 2 meters thick in total. They would be about like 4 inches or something like that. So obviously those 2 blocks on the end, I just had to kind of cut out of the measurement. But then also another thing was, it was meant to be 8 blocks wide in total, but I typically stick to single block wide in the middle builds now. So I cut that down to 7, but then now we have the wings on the outside, which does count as another block, but technically it would only be about 7 meters wide plus half a block on either side, and I couldn't get half a block to work with the shape of the wings, so basically that. But yeah, otherwise the shape is pretty much perfect, to be honest. I like the fact that this is in the new Battlefront, really nice. And yeah, this is just way better than the old one, so that's cool. And well, actually, I never did the old one. I don't think I did a V-Wing tutorial at all. So yeah, for the 1-to-1, I think I've shown most of these off. But we've got an AT-80, a Lambda class shuttle, Darth Maul's Scimitar, I think, and then just a load of other little TIE fighters. And yeah, I think I've shown most of these. I think the X-Wing is new, but yeah. Apart from that, though, there isn't much in terms of Star Wars now. I'm just working on stuff, and in fact, I'm going to go over to my wall of what I'm working on and give you a brief glimpse of that. There are a few which I do have to take off there, because I worked out they would be just way too big, way too big. So here we go. I'm not going to read them out, but you can have a look. So yeah. There we go. And yeah, with that, that's pretty much it for the Star Wars stuff. So moving on. So here you'll see this world, Christmas tutorials. Interesting, right? So what I'm working on for December is going to be TSGZ's 25 days of Christmas. No, not 12. I'm not like that. I want 25 days, 25 tutorials every single day. Well, no, I worded that poorly. I'm not doing 25 tutorials a day. That would be insane. 25 tutorials spread over 25 days is the way you say it. Look at that view there. That is beautiful. Beautiful. So yeah, all 25 tutorials are going to take place on this world, which is the new Christmas world. Not like finished with it at all. There'll be a nice little village in the background, which I'm working on here, and the tutorials will take place somewhere over there. But yeah, it's just a nice little thing. And my outro will be replaced with a nice Christmassy one, and there'll be Christmas music playing throughout. So yeah, obviously unlicensed and royalty-free is what they call it, I think. Royalty-free Christmas music. Lovely. Budget Christmas. And with that, guys, that is going to be everything for today. So that's just a little kind of look into what's coming soon and what you can expect from me in the future. But geez, just look at those Christmas trees. That is... I'm in love with that view. It's even better with a shader, but I don't want to put the shader on and potentially crash the game. So yeah, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, with that, guys, that's going to be everything, and I will see you next time, which should be in a few days, maybe 2, 3, depending on what happens. And that will probably be a Halo tutorial, so look out for that. Anyway, guys, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.